There are only 3 reasons why you would not buy from me. What's happening? It's Erik J. Olson. I recently came back from a Grant Cardone conference. It was in Miami, 3 days long, and I bumped into the salesperson who pitched me and closed me and Kevin on Cardone University, and I picked his brain for about half an hour. I had a bunch of questions about sales tactics, what they do there, how their commission works, and how they were selling right there at the conference. So they were closing people. As a matter of fact, I spoke to him about 11 a.m. on Monday morning, and he had already closed 5 deals on the spot, closed them, done. Quite impressive. I mean, when it comes to sales, this is the sales organization that you want to understand what they're doing and mimic it. Take what they're doing, learn from it, apply it. All right. So what he told me was, he goes, yeah, Erik, we got a bunch of people coming through. It's 1,500 people there. And he had already closed 5. And he said, look, here's what I'm doing, Erik. I just grab them. We sit down. I show them the pitch deck, which, by the way, is only 6 slides. And then I get right to the point. And I tell them what their objections may be. So I don't wait for them to tell me what their objection is. And by the way, there's lots of variations of objections, but they usually boil down to 2 or 3 or 4. And surprisingly, price is actually not one of them. You will probably hear that a lot, that price is the objection. That's actually probably not it. People, look, as long as you're pitching to the right prospect that can afford your service, they can afford to pay you, then price is not the issue. What is the issue is they don't think they're going to get value out of spending money with you. That's the truth, right? So it's not that price is the objection. There's usually other objections. Now, here at Array Digital, we are selling and servicing to managing partners of law firms. These are law firms that are between roughly $2 million in revenue per year and $20 million in revenue per year. They can afford our services, no doubt about it. So look, I've kind of boiled it down to all these objections to 3 reasons why someone wouldn't pull the trigger with us if we're doing a good job explaining to them our service, our value proposition, and all the basics. Reason number 1, they are not the decision maker. Now, a lot of times we will hear from prospects that they're the decision maker, but they can't make a decision until they run it by their boss. Well, guess what? They're not the decision maker. They're an influencer. They may think they're the decision maker. They may have the authority to sign the contract, but they won't exercise that authority until the real decision maker says, go ahead and do it. So they have to be the decision maker. The second thing that we usually get from our prospects, and again, these come in variations, right? So we hear all sorts of different ways that these objections are expressed, but it basically comes down to, we don't think you can help us, or slightly different, we don't think we'll get an ROI on this. Now, how do you overcome that objection? And how do you do it proactively? Don't wait for the objection to come up. Address it before they even bring it up. That transfers all the energy of the objection into you, and you can put it right back on them. You already have the answer. You already know what their objection is. So they don't think it's going to work. They don't think they'll get an ROI. Have a slide in your slide deck that shows ROI. Have a case study. Call it an ROI case study. Pick a client, your best client, something recent, and put numbers there, right? So for us, we picked a lawyer, and we said, look, here's what we did. Website traffic's up 200%. Leads from Google search is up 80%, whatever the numbers are, right? 171 leads came in over the last 9 months. Just right. I'm kind of making up numbers, but that's basically what we did. All right. So we showed that by hiring us, we have quantifiable data that shows that we are improving their marketing. Oh, and then by the way, on that same slide, we have a picture of the lawyer and we have her quote saying that we're awesome and we've tripled her intake leads in the last so many months. All right. That's how you overcome that objection. That objection being, I don't think it's going to work. All right. There's other objections. I can't go into all of them right now. We're already at 4.5 minutes, and I want to get you out of here. So I'm going to wrap it up. There is a third objection. If you want to hear that, go ahead and hit me up on social media. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm frankly checking Instagram a lot more these days than anything else. And my handle is I am Erik J. Olson. That's IAMERIKJOLSON. Hit me up with your question there. If you want that third objection, DM me. Hey there, it's Erik J. Olson. I wanted to let you know about my book, $1 Million Journey: How to Launch a 7-Figure Business. This is the story of what it took for me to go from freelancer with no clients, no employees, no revenue, to growing a $1 million business. It took me 8 years, and I made a lot of mistakes. And all of those mistakes, and more importantly, lessons learned, are in this book. And we have chapter takeaways, 5 to 15 takeaways that you could apply right now to your business. Check it out on Amazon, $1 Million Journey by me, Erik J. Olson.